Hello! Hi everyone, how y'all doing today? It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. It's been roughly nearly a month because that's when the last time when big information came out based on Pokemon. But for those who didn't see, it was from this time it was last night basically. Nintendo did their own Direct again. They showed off a bunch of new games and upcoming games, you know, like Link's Awakening and with Smash Bros and the new characters. The main thing that we're talking about is Pokemon. There was some new Pokemon information that has come out yesterday and also throughout the last month as well, which I've been meaning to talk about. We'll probably talk about a few about those as well. Yeah, it's been quite a lot of information, honestly. Not like there's been a lot, and there's not been too much information as well. Honestly, it's been a mixture of that really. Like we've had a lot of information, but we haven't had too much, so it doesn't spoil too many things. So yes, but anyway. This is what this is going about. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be seeing what my opinions about it. And also, if anyone has like an opinion about all these new features and wants to talk about Pokemon, feel free to comment in the comments down below. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, the first thing we want to talk about is a new feature which is being introduced into the game, which I really like the look of. I really, really do. It's called Pokemon Camp. Basically, instead of being able to like, go into your build and something like that, you can camp outside. Basically, on your travels to and from towns, really, which is really cool, honestly. It's a nice concept. It reminds me of the anime, because in the anime, they basically do that, where they go out camping when it's nighttime and they want to just relax and everything. It's a pretty cool feature. It allows Pokemon to interact with each other, along with you as well, which has never really been done before. Although interacting with you has, but not with other Pokemon, like wild Pokemon, your own Pokemon, all that kind of thing. So, it's a really cool feature. I really like the look of it. I mean, a lot of people have been had some complaints about the games. I, for one, am all in for them. I really like the look of them, and this feature is amazing. It also has this thing where you can create curries, where you can basically create this, you get a little bit of a pot. You can create a curry of different kinds, basically, which will help increase friendship, healing, boost the experience. So that's basically in a way, if any Pokemon you catch evolves via friendship, using the curry can basically help you actually increase the happiness of a Pokemon. It's fantastic, honestly. It's really, it's a really nice feature. Although there was like a spicy sausage curry, which made me think I kind of want to try that now. Anyone else want to try a spicy sausage curry? I mean, it looked quite nice. That's quite nice. I was kind of thinking though that it would be cool if they were to like introduce more than just curries as well at some point. That they could introduce other camp food as well, like maybe s'mores or something, or marshmallows and this thing. I don't know. It's a good concept, a good way to start off on with curries, and it'd be good to see how it, evolves as time goes by. You even get a curry dex as well with all the 100 recipes of curries, which is pretty cool. And the last thing to talk about the Pokemon Camp is that you can also interact with other players too, other players' camps, and interact with their Pokemon basically, which is like either play it done online or locally via wireless local network basically, which is a nice little feature, nice to be able to interact with other people. It'd be cool to do that honestly when I get my hands on Pokemon Sword and Shield, which will be probably on its release date, because I'm gonna get it on release date. I am. It's a fantastic feature. This I really am all in for these games, and Pokemon Camp just makes it even better to me. Honestly, it does. Oof. I want it so bad. I want the games now, honestly, but I'm happy waiting for a few more months. The next thing to talk about, which was actually talked about a while ago, a few weeks back actually, is that there are going to be some new items introduced, which they talked about in a battle trailer they showed, which is related to battling, basically related to how battling works and everything, can change it. The first item called the Jetpack, which causes the holder to switch out if hit by status reducing moves, basically a way to change up the game and trying to throw off your opponent by moving Pokemon from one to the other if it gets paralyzed or sleepy or poisoned, which is pretty cool. Actually, no, reducing mood. That's not reducing. So basically, if it reduces your attack, and I'm talking out my ass. I apologize. What it actually does is if you're hit by an Intimidate, if it hits by a Growl or a Leer or something, your Jetpack will eject that Pokemon back, and you put a new Pokemon out, which will have its stats unaffected, basically. So that's what that does. Apologies for the misunderstanding. I probably should have read it a bit sooner than that, honestly. Apologies. Anyway, the next item as well that they revealed, which was only revealed 2, was a room service item, which lowers the speed in the trick room. So say someone uses the move trick room to alter people's speeds and everything, the room service will lower the speed of any Pokemon that are enhanced by the trick room on the speed. So that's an interesting item to use, honestly. The primarily battle-focused items which have been revealed, and only a few of them too, which is nice to see, honestly. It will change up how like battle is done. Probably if they're allowed in competitive as well, but it will change up how it will be done in competitive as well, making people think on their feet. New items introduced, try and be able to match up to it basically, which I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm not too into competitive, but I am interested in trying to check out some of the Pokemon competition things. Basically. The next thing to talk about is another thing that was introduced a while ago as well, a few weeks back, along with the item, which are new abilities which have been shown. Not only like last night they showed new abilities, but also abilities with prior to them as well, which some Pokemon will have. For instance, Yamper will have this ability called Ball Fair, which I think I've talked about before, where if you throw an item basically, and you fail to catch Pokemon, the Yamper, if it doesn't hold an item, it will take the Pokeball back and have it on it, so you can take the Pokeball back basically and make sure you don't waste your Pokeball, or at least one of them. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. The next one's called Cotton Down, which is used on Gossifleur and Eldegoss. It lowers the speed of Pokemon that attacks the Pokemon, basically. So if anyone attacks any of those Pokemon, their speed will get lowered. I'm assuming that's physical attacks, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. I don't know if there's any video on that. I will put it here if it is. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly. I don't know. The next one we've already talked about, Hunger Switch, is more Pico's ability, where it will change form depending on how its, hunger is and everything. I'm not sure if it does it randomly or if it gets attacked or anything, it will change. Its electric moves basically will become dark type moves rather than it's an electric and dark type Pokemon, but its electric moves become dark type when it's in a hunger switch mode, basically. The next ability we want to talk about was the Mirror Armor ability, which is used by Corviknights. I'm wondering if other Pokemon will actually use the abilities as well. It'd be cool if it's it'd be cool if it actually see that happening. Basically, Mirror Armor reflects stats of the altering effects. So, say Gyarados battles Corviknight, and it tries to use Intimidate. Corviknight will literally switch that right back at it, and Intimidate will lower its own attack. Which I saw actually a pretty funny meme on that, honestly, where someone Corviknight holds up a reverse Uno card, and then the Gyarados like, "No, my attack's been lowered!" Yeah, I'm having Corviknight on my team, so I'm gonna having that ability. I'm gonna love it. The next ability is Neutralizing Gas, which is being utilized by Galarian Weezing, which basically neutralizes the effects of abilities. So, say that you have a Slacking or Regigigas, who will have the ability Torrent, which basically makes them they slouch or they take 2 turns to attack. Galarian Weezing will negate those abilities so that those Pokemon will attack without any kind of breaks or anything. The only problem is, though, we don't know the entire Pokedex, so hopefully Slacking gonna be in the Pokedex? Hopefully? I mean, I'm assuming it is. I think that's what we saw in the video. I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out. The last build to talk about is Steam Engine, which is used by Roly-Coly, which is the rock type Pokemon we talked about a few episodes back, which drastically increases the speed when hit by a fire type or a water type move. So any fire or water moves hit Roly-Coly, it will immediately become faster, and that will be a good advantage, honestly, if it survives a water attack, especially because it will be able to just steamroll right through Pokemon, but their Pokemon basically. Though since water type is super against rock type, fingers crossed your Pokemon stays active and not really gets hit in one move, basically. So those are all the new abilities that have been introduced in Sword and Shield. I am going to be using Corviknight in my team, so Mirror Armor is definitely going to be a good thing to have, honestly. It definitely is, and I'm going to utilize that so much. Oh, that sounds very fantastic, honestly. Sounds freaking fantastic. The next thing I want to talk about, chat, is some new Pokemon that got introduced last night. Yeah. The first one is hang on a minute. Let's just see if I say this name right. Cramorant. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. If someone wants to like correct me online on social or anything, feel free to. Social will be down below in the info section stuff. It's a flying on water type, which we have had a few of those. But what makes this Pokemon quite unique is its ability called Gulp Missile. Now, we talked about abilities before, which I actually forgot to mention this. Basically, what it does, when in its gulping form, so sometimes the Cormorants will have basically a fish in its mouth. As it seems to be some kind of like Pelipper looking style Pokemon, which actually it looks more like that bird from Up. That's what it more looks like. But sometimes it'll have a fish in its mouth. When it's in that form, it will fire its catch at an enemy if it's attacked by said enemy, which will deal some damage to the enemy, basically. So, when I first saw that, I was really baffled by it. The Pokemon really surprised me. After a while, and after looking into it, it looks like a pretty impressive Pokemon, honestly. I wouldn't mind having that on my team. I probably actually might have my team in... I'm getting both... I think I'm getting both Sword and Shield, so I might have it on my team in Shield, because I'm using Corviknight as my main flying type in Pokemon Sword. But, I don't know, if I ever need a water type, could maybe use that, potentially. Could mention that. The next Pokemon to talk about as well, the final one they introduced, was Polteageist. Now, Polteageist is a ghost in a teacup, basically, and a teacup, which is adorable, honestly. It definitely shows Britishness there, honestly, which is pretty freaking cool. And, yeah, it's a ghost type, it's in a teapot, it's a Pokemon in a teapot. The only thing that was mentioned about it is that it has a ability called Weak Armor, basically. So when it gets hit by an attack, its defenses will go down, but its attack will increase. If I remember like that, that's what Weak Armor does, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually check that real quick. Physical attacks lower its defenses and raises its speed stats. So that's the correction there, I guess. That is the correction. So whenever it gets attacked, its defenses will go down, but its speed will increase, basically. It will increase. So that's what ability it has. Not much more information about it other than that, though. There were a few other Pokemon teased, but they're not being confirmed what their names are or anything. So we'll talk about those Pokemon when more information comes out about them, honestly. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was like one additional feature where Alcremie, basically from the looks of it, is getting multiple forms. At the moment, it seems that over 20 variants of the forms of Alcremie has been confirmed. Which is pretty freaking cool. There's a standard form that we've seen, and there's also a bunch of other forms, which there's so many of them to count. They're all around here. Too many of them to count, and they do honestly look fantastic. And it makes sense of it being different forms, because there's a different kind of desserts that you can have, and it's a dessert Pokemon, a cream Pokemon. So yeah, it's pretty freaking cool how a lot of these Pokemons are getting different kind of forms. I'm wondering though if the Gigantamax form for Alcremie will have to represent its its form, depending on what kind of Pokemon Alcremie you get, honestly. It's almost tempting to try and get all different forms of Alcremie, you know. I'm kind of wondering, apparently its form will change after the fruit decoration. Maybe I'll make that a challenge, try and get all the forms of Alcremie, depending on what fruit it has in its cream. Maybe we'll do that. Honestly, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when the time comes. Anyway, but that's pretty much all I had to talk about for today. There are a few extra little things as well about Pokemon, like there's Pokemon Jobs, which is a little detail which I went past my head or something, and everything. Obviously, the Pokedex is going to be a Rotom phone, so the Pokedex will be a phone that you have, and everything, and yeah, that's pretty much all the main information we got Pokemon so far. So that's all we're going to talk about for today. Thank you all for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about all this information that we've been getting. You know, like all the new Pokemon and new Pokemon camp and stuff. Feel free to comment down below on there. And be sure to look out for the next video. They're probably will show more information about Pokemon at some point. I don't have no doubts, honestly. We'll find out. We will for sure find out at some point. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I want to check out some more whenever I upload any videos. And I shall see you all in the next video for some more information, hopefully, which will be either later this month or next month, eventually. So until then, have a good day, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye.